Make yourself the focus. Every day. Audiobooks Breakthrough. Original. There is a moment in every person's life where something inside them whispers, almost quietly at first, you need to come back to yourself. It doesn't yell, it doesn't scream, it doesn't demand. It simply nudges you, like a gentle tap on the shoulder, pointing you back toward the person you were supposed to become. For most people, that whisper is drowned out by noise, the noise of responsibilities, of expectations, of guilt, of distractions, of the world constantly pulling at them from every direction. Most people spend their entire lives catering to everything and everyone else, while the one person who actually needs their attention, themselves, gets ignored. Making yourself the focus every day is not selfish. It's not arrogant. It's not self-absorbed. It's the foundation of becoming someone capable of giving, leading, loving, building, and contributing at the highest level. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and yet people keep trying, day after day, until they're exhausted, resentful, bitter, or broken. This audiobook is a wake-up call, a reminder, a recalibration, a quiet but firm message. You matter. Your life matters. Your growth matters. And it is time to put yourself first, not occasionally, not when life falls apart, but every single day. You are not alive to only react. You are not alive to only survive. You are not alive to only maintain. You are alive to expand, to evolve, to become, to rise. And that becomes possible the moment you make the decision, the real, honest, non-negotiable decision, to focus on yourself as the number one priority of your life. Because when you make yourself the priority, your entire world begins to shift. You stop chasing people. You stop seeking validation. You stop waiting for permission. You stop sacrificing your dreams for comfort. You stop shrinking yourself to fit into places that no longer deserve you. And instead you begin to grow, to strengthen, to awaken, to remember who the hell you are. But let's start at the root. The truth most people avoid. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is coming to fix your life. Nobody is coming to choose you. Nobody is coming to focus on you. It has to be you. The day you truly accept this is the day your transformation begins. You see, the biggest shift in life happens not when circumstances change, but when you change. When you wake up one morning and decide that things cannot continue the way they have been. When you finally tell yourself, I am done living on autopilot. I am done ignoring my potential. I am done giving my energy to everything but myself. This is the birth of self-focus. Not the selfish kind, but the self-respecting kind. Self-focus means you stop abandoning your needs. Self-focus means you stop putting your dreams last. Self-focus means you stop tolerating what drains you. Self-focus means you stop apologizing for wanting a bigger life. Self-focus is self-preservation. Self-focus is self-leadership. Self-focus is self-mastery. And self-mastery begins with attention, where you place it, how you spend it, and what you allow to influence it. Every day you are either building yourself or losing yourself. And the difference comes down to one simple, radical shift. Do you focus on your growth, or do you focus on the noise? When you focus on yourself, you begin to notice things you once ignored. The patterns, the emotions, the thoughts, the habits, the people, the choices. You start seeing what lifts you and what destroys you. You start seeing where you've been lying to yourself. You start seeing the comfort traps you've fallen into. You start seeing the life you've outgrown. This discomfort is not punishment. It is awakening. Growth always feels uncomfortable because it requires breaking out of who you were to become who you were meant to be. Every day you avoid focusing on yourself, life becomes heavier. Every day you choose yourself, life becomes clearer. But choosing yourself is not passive. It's an active daily declaration that you will honor the commitments you make to yourself before the commitments you make to the world. Choosing yourself means you prioritize your mental health. You honor your boundaries. You invest in your goals. You remove your distractions. You stop numbing your pain. You do the work even when you don't feel like it. You refuse to settle for a life that insults your soul. And you do it every single day, not only when it's convenient. The truth is, focusing on yourself will cost you. It will cost you old habits. It will cost you old stories. It will cost you old excuses. It will cost you people who benefited from your lack of boundaries. It will cost you relationships where you were only valued for what you gave, not for who you are. But the cost of not choosing yourself is far greater. The cost of ignoring your potential. The cost of suppressing your purpose. The cost of living a life that doesn't feel like yours. The cost of waking up one day realizing you wasted years keeping everyone else happy while you stayed stuck. Self-focus is the antidote to a wasted life. And the first breakthrough you must accept is this: you are not responsible for other people's reactions to your growth. You are only responsible for your evolution. Some people will misunderstand your self-focus as selfishness because your lack of boundaries benefited them. When you stop abandoning yourself, you stop enabling others. When you raise your standards, you make others uncomfortable with their own stagnation. That's not your problem. That's their mirror. You didn't come here to stay small so others feel comfortable. You came here to rise, and rising requires choosing yourself relentlessly. But let's talk about the real mechanics of this. How to make yourself the focus every day, not in theory, in action. It begins the moment you wake up, before you check your phone, before you respond to messages, before the world gets access to your attention. Your first minutes belong to you. Self-focus begins with the first thought you feed your mind. Do you wake up and immediately think about your stress, your responsibilities, your problems, or do you choose intention? Most people start their day in reaction. Breakthrough achievers start their day in creation. A person who focuses on themselves doesn't begin the day by checking notifications. They begin the day by checking in. How am I feeling? What do I need today? What is my intention? What is my one priority that will move my life forward? What must I stop allowing? This is not morning routine fluff. This is direction. This is clarity. This is power. If you don't set the tone for your day, the world will set it for you, and the world doesn't care about your purpose. You must. Self-focus also means doing the things you avoid. It means looking at your weaknesses and strengthening them. It means not running from your emotional triggers, but studying them. It means being brutally honest about your habits. It means asking, what have I been tolerating that is holding me back? Something happens when you ask yourself that question honestly. You begin to see the truth. Maybe it's a job that drains you, a relationship that suffocates you, a habit that keeps you small, a fear that keeps you silent, a pattern that keeps repeating because you've never faced it. Focusing on yourself forces you to confront the parts of your life you've been avoiding. But the moment you confront them, you take your power back. Self-focus is not soft. Self-focus is war. The war between the person you are and the person you could be. Every day you choose yourself, you weaken the old identity that kept you stuck. Every day you choose distractions, you strengthen it. This is why choosing yourself must become a daily, non-negotiable ritual. Not a someday thing. Not a when I feel like it thing. Not a once-a-month reset. Every single day. Because your life is being shaped by what you do repeatedly, not occasionally. You cannot become a powerful person by occasionally choosing yourself. You become powerful by repeatedly choosing yourself, especially on the days it feels hardest. Consistency is the secret ingredient of transformation. And nothing strengthens consistency like self-focus. When you make yourself the focus, you no longer waste your life waiting. Waiting for the right time, waiting for motivation, waiting for permission, waiting for someone to validate you, waiting for a sign. You become the sign. You become the permission. You become the moment. There is a version of you that is powerful, disciplined, confident, grounded, self-respecting, self-leading, and unstoppable. That version is created through daily self-focus, small choices, repeated with intention. And here's the truth most people never fully understand. Your life changes the moment your habits change. Your habits change the moment your focus changes. Your focus changes the moment you change. This is why focusing on yourself is the foundation of the life you want. Now take a breath and consider this. If today were the beginning of a new chapter, a chapter that belongs to you, what would you do differently? How would you speak to yourself? What habits would you commit to? What limits would you stop accepting? What boundaries would you enforce? What dreams would you stop delaying? What would happen if you made yourself the focus, not just for a day, but for the next 6 months? Imagine who you could become. Imagine how you could feel. Imagine the breakthroughs you could create. Imagine the life you could build. Everything begins with you. Your energy, your clarity, your habits, your boundaries, your self-respect, your decisions, your courage. You are not selfish for choosing yourself. You are stepping into the role you were always meant to claim, leader of your own life. Make yourself the focus every day, not because life will suddenly become easy, but because you will become stronger. And when you become stronger, life begins to bend in your favor. This is your reminder. This is your reset. This is your breakthrough. And this is your moment to say, I choose me. Every day.